What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to another episode of The Casual Nerd. We only have 3 articles for today, but they are jam-packed with stuff. So you guys are gonna sit down, relax, take a chill pill, relax. So first up in gaming news, Hideo Kojima confusingly clarifies he's not being bought by Sony, because I know a lot of you guys were complaining about the fact that, oh, he's gonna be bought by Sony, oh this, oh that. Stop. He's not. Okay. Look. Not. Now, it states here in the article that PlayStation fans got extremely excited for a brief moment last night at midnight Eastern when Hideo Kojima posted the above image with no other context to his timeline. The conclusion everyone jumped to is that Kojima Productions had been bought by Sony, the latest in series of high-profile video game purchases, which is why he was posting the picture and why Death Stranding was featured in it. But 2 hours later, Kojima clarified that it was a misunderstanding and that Kojima Productions will continue to be an independent studio. And here in his tweet saying, "I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but Kojima Productions has been and will continue to be an independent studio." Which, good for him. I'm glad that he's not going to be bought out by any company. Mexbox. Apparently, there's a new company. It's called Mexbox. But in all seriousness, I really am happy that he's holding his ground and not being bought out by different companies. I'm pretty sure that he has been pursued by many to be bought out. Pretty sure. I mean, Death Stranding, hello, biggest IP in the world right now, besides the demo, Silent Hills BT. Don't get me started, my heart is still broken. So the next article I want to go over is very, very important, so keep your hands in the upright position, use your mask for yourself and then the person right next to you. How accessible is Elden Ring? A disabled gamer's perspective. Now, this is really, really interesting. I love the fact that people were sending me this article to review because this needs to be discussed. Now, it states here in the article that Elden Ring is a difficult game for anybody to play, but does it do enough to ensure that disabled players aren't at unfair disadvantage? From Software has long considered the difficulty of their games to be part of their brand. The Dark Souls franchise is famously punishing and requires a considerable amount of patience, skill, and dedication to defeat its notoriously difficult bosses. Elden Ring, their new open-world action role-playing game, is no exception and was not designed for those looking to play something easy or gentle. The game was designed for masochists. Hello, me. Hi, I am masochist. And as a disabled gamer, I am a veteran when it comes to pain. There's a point to be made that everyone, irrespective of whether you have a disability or not, will find a game like Elden Ring difficult, especially if you are new to the concept. Dying comes with the territory in this brutal, beautiful world that is full of wonder and terror. Upon walking out into the lands between and peering over the first step rugged landscape with a wispy silver erd tree, you're barely given the chance to appreciate the game's incredible graphics before you are thrown straight into the action. Within the first 5 minutes of playing, I approached the tree sentinel, a huge, seemingly friendly knight with a sword the size of the moon, armored and on horseback. Surely I would not be expected to fight such a huge foe this early on, right? I laugh because I've been there. I had that thought going through my head when I was fighting Smo Nordstein for the first time. I thought, surely they're not going to put me back at the very beginning of the boss where I had both of them at basically their entire health. I really honestly thought that during the boss battle, if you got one down and you died, it would basically return you back to only having to fight one. How bad I was mistaken. At this point, I was still dressed in rags. How wrong was I? I was dead in 2 swings before I'd even thought about parrying. As a hard-of-hearing player, I found the captions in Elden Ring frustrating and half-baked. The cutscenes and interactions in the world are captioned, which is a great start, but the caption text is at the bottom of the screen as if a way to put it out of the way and cannot be moved. The captions are also preset color and font size. Most captions these days can be tailored to a person's needs and preferences. I wear glasses and wanted to make the font bigger but was not able to, and found myself squinting to read the text, which that's unacceptable. And you know what, I'm not even a disabled person, and I found myself squinting to the text at certain points because a lot of the color faded into the background and there wasn't any kind of like background, you know, a black color or a gray color or even like a red color to give it that sort of contrast. So this is something I noticed as well, and it's kind of worrying because you would think that a game as big and as grand as Elden Ring would have accommodations when it comes to their captions. Captions do not make a game easier or impact the developer's vision. They should be customizable and available during any interaction within the game. This game does not have a quest logger or any fixed objectives, which means that the players are more reliant than ever on using the world and the characters around them to progress in the game. I want to fully immerse myself in Elden Ring without needing to rely on external information from online guides, but an immersive experience is not always possible when playing Elden Ring as a deaf or hard of hearing player. And it's something I question with a lot of games, especially older games, because, you know, there are ways to fix this stuff now. There's absolutely ways to go about, patch it, do whatever you need. But for games that are new, like Elden Ring, it shouldn't really be a second thought. You should be adding in more accessibility features when it comes to captions, when it comes to controls, having diversity of control work and everything. It's really not going to be that stressful for the developer to put in different kinds of control work for the game. It doesn't take away from the experience, and it doesn't take away from what the person would be experiencing. This is a purposeful omission on From's part, and many fans would argue that reading and contributing wikis is now part of the experience, although others have become so frustrated in the lack of quality of life features that they've created their own, such as a phone-based task tracker. After defeating Godric, one of the early bosses in the game, I missed a key clue about where to go for the next boss, and I was unable to read the caption. It whizzed by too fast and the text was too small. Luckily, because I am able to hear, somewhat unreliably I might add, I picked up on half of what the character said and was able to replay the scenario. But it is important to note that not all scenarios are replayable, and for the players with a greater hearing loss than me, or who are deaf, this exchange and many other encounters in the world could easily be missed with no choice to go back. I feel like it's one of those things of where this person is right on the money with everything. There were even some sections of where, you know, I had to go out to the kitchen for a moment and I forgot to press pause, and you can't replay certain instances. Like, I can see them in post-production, but not a lot of people are going to be recording the gameplay now, are they? It's not something of where, like, you can come up with this easy solution. It's something of where, and I even said this in my playthrough, of where I so wish that there was a better tracking system for objectives. I hated the fact that it wasn't linear. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I hate the fact that it was not, you know, kind of linear, of where you have to go here and then you can go here. I love objectives. Plot me in the world, that's fine, but give me objectives of where I am supposed to go next, because for me, it makes it more enjoyable for me if I have a to-do task list of where I need to go, instead of like basically fumbling around the world and being confused. Like, I know people say, oh, follow the grace, that's where you're supposed to go. Not really. Whenever you're following the grace, a lot of the time you're following it to the next point of grace. You're not following it to the next destination of where you need to go. And I found it so confusing when people were telling me follow grace. And I was like, but it's only going to the next, you know, I was about to say bonfire. It was only going to the next side of grace. It wasn't going to the next point of where I was supposed to be in the game. So I understand what this person is talking about, and I understand their frustrations, because it is frustrating, you know. And, you know, like I said before, I'm not a person with disabilities, but it's really challenging that a lot of games aren't getting the message. It's a challenge because you keep shouting it into the void and you think that they're going to hear you, but they just keep doing what they're doing. And while I love From Software's games, I absolutely love Dark Souls, I love Bloodborne, I love Sekiro, I love Elden Ring, there are so many things that they can do to improve upon the quality of life within these games. And while we're talking about Elden Ring, let's close things off with a hardy har that I think is just so freaking hilarious. It's sad. Elden Ring players banned for obtaining pants from other players. Why is this even a thing? From Software, why are you banning players from obtaining pants? No mas pantalones. Why? I mean, what if I don't have pants? And then another player just wants to be like, oh yeah, no, you don't have pants, ma'am. I'd like you to get those, please. Like, they're just being nice. But apparently there's more to it. I did some digging. And there is a person who is called Pantsu Dealer, who will invade players' games and drop the pants for unsuspecting players to obtain, causing a ban. I love this game. I say that sarcastically because there are so many people who are just absolute shit, and they do not deserve to be playing in a video game if they're going to do something that will harm other players. But still, you gotta find funny where funny is funny. But it states here in the article, which I wanted to share this with you because I thought this was interesting. Elden Ring players are getting soft banned for picking up pants dropped by other players. As previously reported, players discovered a cut pair of underwear in the game. The deathbed smalls were meant to be a part of the NPC's Fia's armor set, but are unattainable without hacking in the game. But hacks and mods cannot be used without bypassing the game's anti-cheat system, and simply owning the pants, even if obtained by another player, is seemingly enough to trigger a soft ban. In a world where you get insta-killed by Michaleth if he hits you the wrong way, we have to worry about pants. I love the fact that, co-op is a wonderful thing. I love the fact that it's there. I love the fact that at any time you can be summoned. I don't like the fact that you literally, there will be some people who will summon you. This is a complete tangent. There will be some people who will summon you and they'll just sit there and they'll expect you to take on the entire boss, which I did, and I won. But sir, how dare you? How dare you expect me to do all of your heavy lifting when I didn't want to be summoned in the first place? I feel like this pantsuit dealer it's one of those things of where, like, he's like the patches in real life, But you know what the thing is? In life, you will have the patches and you will have the let me solo hers, okay? You can't go one without the other. If you have good, you have to have bad. And the thing is that with Elden Ring, there has been so many different types of gamers that have been brought up from the woodwork. I think it's absolutely amazing to see just, again, the hilarity, the people who are willing to come to the aid of other players who are literally newborns in the Soulsborne world, and I think it's absolutely incredible. Like the let me solo her guy, absolutely incredible, dude. I am such a fan of when people go out of their way for others without expectation of reward. Absolutely wonderful to see that. And I love that the guy is just there helping people out. Why wear anything if you don't expect to get hit? But yeah, you guys, that was it for today's episode of The Casual Nerd. All links will be down in the description below. You guys will have different timestamps to all the stuff in this video. And if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell down below because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It has been so nice not to do videos on the weekend, let me just tell you right now. It has been so relaxing. I get the chance to spend time with my cats and my family, more importantly, my cats. I've been spoiling them like crazy. Oh my gosh, there are so many things I want to get them because they just look at me with those little eyes and I can't help it. And also, if you guys want to recommend topics for these episodes of The Casual Nerd, please be sure to go to my Patreon and sign up for that $5 tier, because anytime that I see people who are signing up for Patreon and they're recommending stuff in the Discord, it makes my heart go boom boom, and I absolutely love it. So thank you guys so much for sending in these articles and being a part of the Patreon. It absolutely means a lot. And what I'm actually going to start doing is at the end of the videos, I'm going to be putting the names of my Patreons. I think it's really important for people to get that recognition, and I'm so sorry I didn't do this sooner, but yeah, I'm going to start putting my Patreon's names in the videos, and I think that'll be just so cool to do that and so special. So yeah, but you guys, stay casually nerdy and stay tuned for the next video that comes out today, which is my review on Horizon Forbidden West. Bye, you guys.